Hello everyone, this is part 2 of my screencast series about linking PowerPoint 2010 slides together in a single master slide deck. This part is going to focus on how to add animation to your master PowerPoint presentation deck. So we start by making an arrow. We insert our little triangle that we want to have a nice pointer for our slides, and rotate that. Format and rotate that 90 degrees. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to turn off the snap to grid. That'll help us more precisely place that. And then we're also going to make it look a little bit 3D too. There. Okay. So, and now we have to animate it. So first we're going to make it appear. Okay. So we want it to appear, and while we're doing this, we're going to look at the animation pane. So there it is. And then we want, after this appears, we want it to launch this slide presentation. So we click on the slide presentation, and we go to Add Animation, and then we go to Object Linked Action Verbs, OLE Action Verbs, and we tell it to start the slideshow. Okay, and we don't want it to do it immediately. So if we double click on this, we can tell it that we want it to do with the previous after a 2-second pause. Okay, and when that slide presentation is done, we want this arrow to move. So then we add another animation telling it we want the arrow to move. Oops, that's unfortunate. We're going to delete that. Didn't mean to do that. Actually got to get the arrow to move. So we add that animation there, we get the arrow to move. There we go, that's better. And then we click on that, hold the shift key down. That way it won't move left to right like this. If we hold the shift key down, it'll stay straight. We tell it where we want it to stop. Okay, and then we also add another animation to tell it we want it to move again. Okay, and then we'll click on that one, and we'll move it down here. And we'll click on this one, and we'll move it down here. And then we want to launch these presentations in between these spots. So we click on the slide presentation, we go Add Animation, and we select OLE Action Verbs again and Show. Click OK, and then we move it up in here. And then we double click it again, tell it to go with previous after a 2-second pause. And then we repeat that process with the third slide presentation. And I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I've done that, and you can see I've got objects 7, 8, and 9 in between the triangle animation here. So what will happen is when I launch this slide presentation, I'll click and the arrow will appear, and then after that the PowerPoint presentation that's linked will launch. I'll skip right to the last slide so we can see how that goes, that transition goes. Go to End Show, and then you're immediately back to this slide. You advance to the next animation point. The arrow will slide down, there will be a 2-second pause, and then the animation, or should I say the linked slide presentation, will launch. And then we'll end that show here. Now, the last step is prepped to open up these slide presentations. What you'll do is before your meeting, you'll go ahead and you'll go to the linked object and you'll open it, and then you'll hide it, and then that way they'll be ready to go and you won't have to waste time loading each and every slide presentation. They'll be all down in your dock and hidden, and so otherwise you'll have to waste time actually loading your presentations. So that concludes my talk on how to do this animation, and I hope you find it helpful. Thanks for watching.